So I have made a small presentation. So the strategy, the systemic strategy is basically buy before breakout system. And as you guys know, a system contains five things: one, two, three, four, five. Starts from timing, so when to enter, or what is the market breadth looks like. This is a long only strategy, so definitely when things are positive. And although currently in the last 3-4 days we are sideways, but mota on a higher time frame we are still on a positive. So for example, one good way to see this is if this breadth is on the green, then we are mota on a on a bullish trajectory, and so we can trade during this period. So that is fairly simple. The second thing then becomes, so okay, so we know when to trade, what to trade. Okay, so this is also fairly simple now. We would only want to trade high relative strength names. Okay, so how to get the high relative strength names? You have two way. I mean, what are the high relative strength we are talking about? So in Homma M swing, it definitely has to be above zero. Better if it is above 0.5 or 1. Okay, again, I haven't like made like a strict 1 or 1.5, because uh, we know that it's sort of touch and go, hai na? Sometimes something might look like 0.5 or 0.8, but it's also a very good setup. So in general, higher the better, but definitely more than 0.5 is what's required. And better to have the names at least in the top 250 names in the RS list. Okay, so then the question becomes how do we scan. Okay, and we will come to there very soon. Everything is systemized. Okay, so then the next thing is, okay, fine, which are the stocks to enter. You can This is the answer. Then the next question is, what is the entry time and trigger? And like I said in the beginning, I do not want this to be like a very madman kind of a swing trading strategy. I want this to be something which even people who has a day job can follow. Like for example, um, I think Krishna in the group was telling about his strategy. He has like 15 minutes of sort of time interval, couple of interval during the day. So this strategy would allow you just to look at like last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes of the day. So entries would be taken anytime after 3:25. Okay, and how and all, again I will show you. So basically you basically scan the top RS names from the top, and on a single day you wouldn't take more than a lot of names. So once your portfolio is set, let's say, you will only be taking a couple of names. So the higher the RS, the better. So if you scan from on top, and if you see if there is a triple B on, and that means entry is on, right? So the fourth thing about a system is basically position size and risk management. In general, mota 10% size works really well, because on a uber bullish conditions it allows you to have 10 names. So like you don't feel like FOMO. Okay, there was a very nice a stock which I left. So 10% size allows you to have 10 names. It's also manageable. It's also not that much, right? And stops would go low of the day or low of the day, like some point below low of the day. Generally, I would prefer 0.5% below low of the day on that day. Or if you can find any intraday swing lows on the 25-minute time frame, you can also use that. So depending upon what is the stop loss, then the number of shares you will buy would also vary. Okay, so exit we will use a peak swing kind of an exit. So you will definitely be the first goal of any trade you take here would be to make that trade in a no loss column, which means that you will have to you will have to de-risk them as soon as an opportunity arrives. So the opportunity would mostly be once a 2R is reached. Like for example, your stop loss was 4%. So as soon as anything more than 8 to 9% is reached, the goal would be to make that trade a risk-free trade. So that can be done by either now shifting the stops to a place where 2R is protected, or simply by selling half once the 2R is reached, and then trailing the rest a little widely, so that you remain in that trade as long as the trend persists. So this is stocks हमें ऊपर ही मिल जाएंगे है ना. So
Right.
so let's quickly go through like how this would look like if we are doing tomorrow, or from now on. Okay. So see, I have like, you can reach the scanning at, let's say, 320 you are scanning. Okay, like let me see which are the names I should enter. That can be done in two ways. One, you just go through the top 100 list. So for example, um, this is triple B. So, for example, this would be today's list, because it's already updated. But yesterday's list may, some here and there would be there. So let's go through. So Panisha does not have any, but let's say on this day there would have been an entry, right? PC Jewelers, no entry. So let's say on the first day we are to take two trades, for example. And if today, if I was doing this exercise, okay, in the meantime, I just want to point out, yesterday I was talking about these kind of candles. These are stop volumes, and very bearish, and उसके बाद फिर generally we go, we have a pullback. So de-risk whenever these things are there appearing. So none here. Excuse me, SCPC अच्छे से नहीं देखा. Okay, my internet, or my computer is so hot right now. Also, the systemic, I mean, the system is slightly flexible in the sense that you can actually decide which stock you want to pick, if it is not as liquid for you, if it is not something from a sector which you like, or if it is something which you have a bias against, so that's why there is some room for, which is, I think, good as a discretionary trader, uh, that is necessary at times. Okay, what is this? Why is there no triple B? Oh my god. Hold on, we'll find one. So today was like, uh, not so great then.
The triple B will have both, right? The both the signs which you are
Ah, we
searching,
got it.
right?
Yes, yes. In this case, I have colored both green and purple into the same color, so both will be fine. So in here, so you web solve. Now one might, if someone don't doesn't like the 5% one, छोड़ सकते हैं. But so today would have been an entry. Okay, so let's say on at 325, that would be somewhere here. Oh wait, huh. So that would be somewhere here, like 1043 ish. And if you see what was the day low would be a 915. But because there is this pivot here, you can also use this pivot, because यहाँ डे लो रखना और इसमें रखना, this would make more sense. So there would be like two possible stop losses for you. One would be this, or the other would be even more tight. Okay, again, this is where discretion comes into play. So if you are not comfortable with smaller win rate, which will happen when you put a stop here, you then go for this and size your positions accordingly. So quickly putting so one will give you a 1% stop loss, and the other system will give you like a slightly longer stop loss, -4, है ना? And one would have like three times as many shares. If you're buying here, you'll have three times less. So that would be your entry, and as soon as you put an entry, you put a stop loss, GTT stop loss. That's it. And similarly, you can also make sure on how you are. I'll इसको रिमूव कर देते हैं. So similarly you can say जैसे GTT लगाया है, you can also make sure कि okay, if my risk was 4%, then at about 8% I can put a sell GTT as well, and so this will work. So and you can you can decide कि अच्छा 50% के लिए वहाँ पे GTT लगाएंगे, and 50% के लिए sell GTT नहीं लगाएंगे, I mean target, and then that you can manually then trail for uh, uh, as long as the trend goes. Okay, so for example, this would be number one entry. And the best thing about the triple B is that if something is too much extended, it will not fire. I mean, उसमें नहीं आएगा फिर. So every day the entry would be 4% or around about, because if the range is more than 4%, it will not fire. Excuse me. So if this is if going through this list is a little too much, what one can do is one can quickly look at अच्छा top 100 में M swing सबसे कमती वाला का कितना है. So you see that the M swing here is 1.68, right? So then this can be a cutoff for you, and then you can directly go through at 320, 325 whenever you decide to scan. You can directly and then you can go one by one from the top, just 34 names, and whichever one looks like the best to you, use your discretion. Okay, and then choose. So for example, veranda like looks very good to me. This is like a very big base breakout, and after big base breakout there's a first pullback, so you enter here. Maybe if people don't like the 5%, then you don't take. But M swing यहाँ पे देख लीजिए, 1.4 is too good, because the top 100 में the slowest one was 1.4, है ना? So this I wouldn't trade. Hero has this one today. So Hero is also a very good big base breakout. So Hero could have been very easily traded today. Excuse me, इसको निकाल देते हैं. So Arkitply is a good stock in my opinion. Although M swing is lesser than the top 100 names, but this the relative strength is just now starting to, after a uptrend, then थोड़ा खींचने के बाद ये अभी उत्थान पे. तो I would prefer this, even though the RS is like slightly less. HFCL is a very good name. Slightly this is slightly not tight, so Kaplan Point would have been a good one, and Algo actually bought this today. Quest is okay. Muthoot is also good, but I might. Okay, why is there? I don't know why the thing is not there. Lincoln Pharma also was a good buy. Indoco was also a good buy. So you can also uh, you can also maybe, if you have some sort of bias towards a certain sector at any point of time, then you can only look at those names, right? So currently the pharma names, the specialty chemical names, those names are doing well, so maybe bias yourself there. Sundaram Finance again looks really good here. Um, so, okay, I'll stop here because this is fairly simple, and maybe chat with you guys if you guys have question. I really feel that if one only sticks to this, this would also be a widely profitable strategy for us. Like I and yeah, and that's why I want to do this and see at least for like next 30 trades or so we can use a collated this one, or we can have our own trade journal where we can see like next 30. So if all of us will bring 30 trades to the table at the end of let's say 3 months or so, uh, we can sit back and analyze how things how did it do. Okay, that's it.
I think Prakash, both needs to be done, but I think the scanner result would be easier to go through.
Mm.
Depends upon the day.
Yeah.
Probably if it's like 100 names, it would be the same as the other one. But yeah,
Mm. I agree. I agree to this. So what I will do is I will create a dashboard. Okay. I mean, I'll send the scanner, but I'll also create a dashboard so that one can sort according to the M swing. Or maybe that's too much. Yeah, maybe we'll just follow the scanner, right? And yeah, let's do this then. Yeah. Any questions?
no, I'm good, Prakash.
Okay. And so look at all stories through some experience. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you might be already doing what I just said. So you will all only be doing the same thing only. So that's even better. Saiful Radhaji, I think everything is clear. So what I'll do is I'll like send this, and yeah, I mean if you happen to take any trade on this, we can just uh, tell in the group I took this, I took that. But yeah, take your own decisions. Just because someone took this, yeah, like make your own decisions. Okay, that way we will have diverse names and less bias. Okay, I will stop right here and wish you all good night. Thanks for joining and see you soon.